What's up, guys? This is Aaron Heeb, and today I want to go into my how I structure set up my show file for like a queue based show or like a timecode based show for Chamsys. I already kind of made a video of this on Graname, but I've been using Chamsys a lot longer than Graname, and I feel like I haven't really ever thought about making a video on this for Chamsys for some reason. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna do that. So first, I'll just kind of show you what my show file looks like. Nothing super pretty. Layout one's kind of the basic layout one. Layout two is like my song bank and like queue list. Layout three is my queue storage. Layout 4 is my pages, which I'm actually going to update right now on screen because I don't need it. So, boom, record, shift, layout 1, overwrite, go back, save that shit. Hell yeah. Done with the pages. I have no reason for it. So cool. Yeah, so page 4 for shift layout 1 now is my effect bank, I guess. My effects presets, palettes, whatever you want to call them. So yeah. Also, if you didn't know that you can do the shift layout one or like shift layout two for your 4, 5, 6 layouts, it's pretty goated. So you should start doing that. I learned that like a year ago, and it's been kind of game changing. So yeah. So yeah, layout one, layout two, layout three is my queue storage. Layout 4 is now my effects storage. Then layout 5 is going to be my stage plot. And layout 6 is my timeline editor for if I'm doing timecode stuff. Otherwise, I just kind of use it for nothing. So yeah, cool. Uh, so yeah, I'll instead of worrying about those right now, I'm gonna go over and show you my setup options that are different from the like default options. Not a lot. I stick to kind of the default thing a lot, except for a couple things. So over here, not really a ton. Uh, yeah, expand it is correct. Yeah, so nothing's changed on the mode really, except I guess it's US. I don't even know what that does differently. I think it just makes it doesn't make color without a U. No, yeah, it doesn't even change the spelling of shit. So yeah, I don't change anything on the mode. Programming, I like to do the pan only, no tilt. Uh, because there's not a lot of times where I want to do like the tilt stuff with like the fanning. I mean, maybe I'll do like the fan and like the fan symmetrical thing, I guess. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll start doing that more. I don't know. That's not but I mean, because I do that look a lot actually, where I do kind of like the like instead of having things like just fanned out like this, I'll do them like fanned out like this or this too. But yeah, I mean, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. We'll see, you know. Okay. Other than that, I don't really like to do the select multiple groups, which I know a lot of people are starting to do. I'll sometimes do it if I'm like punting something or busking really quick for this to like do multiple in one go so that I can select groups a little quicker. But like, man, I just hold shit. Um, yeah. Then recording palettes, I just do only selected heads because if I do anything other than that, I'm just gonna start losing, get lost in the sauce. Uh, Other than that, I really don't do anything else. I make sure to keep my undo as undo programmer and action still because that's just the way I do it. But I mean, all of this stuff, like the programmer side of things, that's really up to the programmer. So I'm not gonna tell you what to do because it has nothing really to do with it. Most of this doesn't really. Um, I keep the encoder mode normal. I don't map keys. Yeah, I don't do that. I just keep it up with this and then at full and then through. Like, I mean, I don't worry about that stuff at all. Uh, Intensity wheel is still intensity. Never gonna change that one. Yeah. I also don't do the enable mouse to control pan tilt ever because it doesn't really look good. That's I don't want to. Cool. So Windows, nothing's different. I don't know about that. Q storage, group queues are really cool. If you don't know what they are or what they do, or how they're useful, if you are like a touring or some sort of LD op, whatever, who knows how to program, wants to be able to go from one room to another with the same show file and not have to like change everything, group queues is a huge lifesaver. All you have to do is like update your like groups in your queues, or your queues or executors or whatever are going to usually update really well to them. I prefer group queues in life, and I prefer group queues on my queue storage. That Oh, I also don't like to hide my VDIMs. I'll often hide my VDIMs when I'm doing like a punch show or a busking show, but usually when I'm doing a show where I need like a cue list for every song or like timecode stuff, I don't want to hide the VDIMs because uh like I'm not gonna not label them in something like this. Like I usually just label everything. Like even in the patch, I'll label where it is. Give them color tags. Obviously, give them a head ID. Obviously, press. What you? Uh, so yeah. I also don't really like to expand heads. Uh, you do what you want. I also do the default marker move when dark time. Same 3 seconds. Uh, Playbacks. Usually for my pump pages, I'll use this playback, go, pause, execute grid. I don't use that for this. Instead, sometimes I'll set that up, but I'll just do the triple click and go button and then select it in there. Sorry. Oh, I haven't been feeling good the past couple days. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'll just do that in here. Hit yes, and that'll just mean on your execute page one, I can set it up to be like I'll do like a 10 wide by 2 tall, and those will all correspond to whatever like the play and pause button down here could be. So I'll set that up usually just because I might find that useful. Also, I did that on the wrong page. So let's actually go 0-0 here and maybe go back to 1. We'll do 10-2 and cool. Yeah. And then I'm going to save that real quick. Cool. Oh, all right. Cool. So then next to my setup, networking, usually just have this set up for my loopback. Wi-Fi, nothing. Ports, I'll do the auto DMX just because most of the time I'll try to use hard lines if I can. Or if it's more convenient to do networking, I'll just network. It's really most of the time I'm using PC-based stuff anyways with Chamsys, so I get the 64 universes or whatever, and which is just crazy, man. That is such a deal. Like you're spending like $2,000 on a wing. I mean, it's harder to find right now, but they're probably gonna put those compact wings out here in the next couple months, and those things are gonna be like what, $3,000 maybe, and you're gonna get 64 universes out of that thing. That's so sick. Cool. So yeah, yep. Time code, I mean, this is how I'm usually set up is 50/30, which is 30 frames per second was 50, and I'll do LTC in that instance. Sometimes I'll have MIDI. Uh, I don't do a ton of time code stuff with Chamsys, so not really worried about it. If you are doing time code, I might do a different video on setting that up, but this isn't really that video. Other than that, nothing else is anything besides the usual. So we'll go to my setup on layout one, which is my programming page. Dear Lord. Okay, so I'll usually, for my base setup, I'll just like have some fixtures patched that are just like whatever, that are easy to clone to or from. And I'll set up like my floor package as a group, my flown package as a group, and everything as a group. And that's it. Then I'll start building groups after that when I actually have things. I'll usually do, I call them LED1, LED2. You might see that in other videos I do. It's just group 1, group 2, which is just like a symmetrical like having of the group of groups. So like say I have 8 fixtures. They're 101 through 108. 101, 103, 105, 107, or no, 101, 103, 106, and 108 will be one group. And then 102, 104, 107, or 105, 107 will be the other group. So say like, or like if I have like 5 fixtures, let's say that, I'll do like this guy, and this guy are a group. And then this guy and this guy are, so that I can like, it's an easy cop out to be able to do like bumps if I need to like just keep rhythm to the music or something and have some movement if I get like stuck somewhere or whatever. So I usually have that set up too, but I don't have that here. Then for my positions, I have base positions that I can work off of. I usually start off with just the center and the down position, which is just like straight down, and then like the 58-degree angle. Then I have a bank of like 30 spaces or whatever, or 20, 25 for each song so that I can recall wherever, whatever position is. And I'll make sure I label everything well too. I'll do the same with the color and have those base colors I can work off of. And then with group keys enabled, you can do the fanning and select 2 different colors and fan between them, or you can do symmetrical and then select those, fan between them. And I guess I can just show you this because I have a visualizer kind of set up. I'll just do it with these. So here's what I got here. Well, I guess I already did. So let's do white, visualizer, cool. That's all those washes or whatever. But if we do fan, symmetrical, we do red and cyan, go back to that visualizer. Oh man, those aren't in the right order. I'm sorry. Here, I'll do it with this group that is actually in order. So yeah, fan, hold it, symmetrical, and then red, cyan. And then I go to my visualizer after putting these at full. Then, boom, look at that. Symmetrical, easy, so cool. It's such a nice implementation. I mean, super simple. So yeah, I'll have my song banks for that. And then same thing down here, song banks for everything. And I'll start out. This is usually all I use for my bass stuff for beam palettes because of how many things like there could be. I like to keep. I'll do shutter open, strobe, and like random strobe or like a dirty strobe, whatever you call it. Then I'll do both the prism or the prisms and the gobo rotations or and whatever else will rotate. I'll do those rotating symmetrically slow, which I'll use those not those. I'll usually do even and odds if I have even fixtures across my rig so that my evens are going one way, my odds are going the other way, and it always comes out symmetrical, which is awesome. But it's not just symmetrical, like the stage right side's going one way and the stage left's going the other way. Instead, I want it to be like every other fixture is going a different way. It's just a lot more dynamic, in my opinion. Really up to whatever you want, but that's how I do it. I do that slow, medium, fast with all of those things that rotate. And why I do that is because it's a lot easier to go back and take something out and stop it for each fixture than it is to add those like more dynamic elements to each. So I'd rather do that one time, be able to select that, then decide what gobo I want or what type of prism. So that's just my way of doing that, and then I have a bank for everything. Cool. So, layout 2. This is where the magic happens. This is where the money is made. This is where you have your cue list for whatever song you're on, and then I use these handy dandy little macros to decide what song I need. So yeah, uh, I made a realization that these macros could be even better than they are. So I'm going to show you how I made this macro, and I'm also going to show you how I'm making this macro better right here, right now. 'Cause why not? So making this macro, basically I'll show you what the macro does. It's just going to select your song, show you the cue stack and cue list, and give you the page that you want to be on, and yeah, it just sets everything up for you to just be able to press play or bring your fader up, press play, whatever. Cool. All right, so I'll select that macro, hit view data. First thing it does is releases whatever playback you're on. It's just hitting release. But where I realized I could do better is I could do record insert real quick. I will select playback 1, enter, and then release. So this is going to say I've selected this for some reason. It's going to make it so it selects this before it decides to do everything else in the macro, so that I never get lost in the sauce doing it. Because sometimes I'll go like song 2 and I'll have this selected, but I want to go back to song 1. Oh, nope, it didn't even work. All right, I'll figure that out another time. I'll just show you how this works. Basically, you gotta, for how I have it set up right now, you have to be on the playback. You have to have selected the playback that you want. So, sorry, I fucked up. I'll figure it out soon enough, but that's for a different video. So, it's going to release that, and then it's going to, ooh, love it. Go to the page view, and then it's going to select one, page 1, which is song 1, or whatever the song is called. It's going to close this page, and then it's going to go, which is just hitting this go button, which is setting it to its mark cue. All it does, it does it for whatever song. So you gotta make sure to set up your macro record options to MQQs, and then set your timing to immediate. Cool. Yeah, that's about it there. I give everything an RGB, RGB, RGB. That's just my color coding. I can keep them sets of threes. It's a lot easier. Layout 3 is my cue storage. I have my mark cues so that they are not actually in my song cues anywhere because they're just mark cues. And then I don't really record stuff over to here for my mark cues. Instead, I just go to whatever song I'm on and record it on the cue list. Do like the include update thing. Cool, but I'll make sure I end up with all my cues labeled in this section per song. So yeah, that's my layout 3 is just all my It's all my queue storage. Layout 4 or shift layout 1, same thing but with just effects. Let's shift layout 2, which is layout 5. That is my stage plot. So I was talking about earlier in shift layout 3. Layout 6 is my timecode timeline thing. Cool. Yeah. I guess one other thing I can show you is my playbacks. I have these three, or whatever you want to use. It just depends on the show. But I'll usually have either side wash, downstage wash, or both. And then crowd blinders or whatever as my defaults. So if you select that whatever you want to be your default, you can select it, go to your playback page, and turn on default queue stack right here. That'll make it default queue stack. And I'm not on page 1 where I had that already in there. So I select it, go playback, turn on default queue stack. Just do that for all three of these or whatever else you want it to be, and that's it. And this is also a good learning lesson for that macro thing. If I hit a macro, one of my song macros, and then I don't have this playback selected, this is what happens. I still got song 8 going, but I'm on song 1. So I gotta go back after that's selected. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out a workaround. Lastly, I want to show you this macro. There's videos out there on how to build it, but this is a better one, in my opinion. View data. We're going setup. So we hit setup. We're going here, soft button. This is corresponding to soft button 0, I guess. And then we will go to save show. And then enter. Over here to yes. Enter again. Back up to USB. Enter. Close. And that's it. That's everything. That's your save all macro. And then it just says that. Make sure it's on MQ keys, and timing is, I have it step per tick, but I want it to be immediate. There it is, immediate. But actually, maybe I want step per tick. Okay, apparently I want step per tick because then it actually takes me back to that page. Cool. Do step per tick or immediate. I don't care. It doesn't matter. If you figure out how to do it on immediate, it's probably going to be just like a hair quicker. Up to you. So yeah. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments. I would love to help. Honestly, I really enjoy helping people as much as possible, and I find a sense of like, I don't know, a sense of joy in helping somebody with an issue that I probably have, because I've been doing this for years and there's still things I learn every day. So, and a lot of it is really stupid shit. Like, I swear to God, I learned some of the most complex stuff in these damn programs, and then like Granime, for instance, I can make some baller macros. I can do some pretty cool shit in there, but until like 2 weeks ago, I didn't even know how to change the appearance of my views because I didn't realize you had to make a view pool or like a page of view pools and change them in there. I thought you could just use it on your view page section on the side. God, that pissed me off. I was like, why does everybody else have these cool, pretty little setups and mine just looks, it's all fucking orange. Ugh. But yeah, stupid little shit like that. I try to include whenever like a little thing that I might think everybody knows is like the save all macro. I know somebody is going to likely see this video and be like, "Oh, tight! I've been wanting to make that." So yeah, there it is. Um, so yeah, it's the little things like that I really like to try to make sure that I teach people as much as I can, as much as I can think to. So if you see something in my show files or whatever that you want to know how to do, or just whatever questions you might have, I will try my hardest to help because I absolutely do want to help. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you stuck this whole video out, you're a trooper because I kind of ramble. But yeah, I hope you learned something. If you want to learn more, subscribe to my channel and maybe you can. And maybe like this video. That would be cool. So hell yeah. Thank you guys. Have a good evening or day or morning or whatever it is. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace out.